Good evening, family. First of all, let me say I regret not being with you in person this evening, but I am thankful to be able to join you virtually at this fantastic family reunion, which consists of the Britt, Daniels, Rolfe, Thompson, Watson, and West families. We are family and we love each other. Our foreparents set the example of loving God, loving each other, and being good people and hard workers. I'm talking about William and Mahalia Rolfe, where it all started. The first generations of the Rolfe family tree I will share with you tonight, but let me share there are at least 5 generations not mentioned here that continue the great legacy of the Rolfe family, and many, many more to come. Starting out with the children of William and Mahalia. William, Mitt, Lot, Honey, Bessie, and Fred. I have the dates that I have some dates of when they were born and passed. Some I do not have. You see those on the screen. William and Mahalia, our foreparents. William was born April 6, 1829, passed away November 8, 1921. His wife Mahalia was born January 8, 1856, and passed away November 17, 1921. Let me share the bio of the children, starting with William. William and Mahalia's first child was a son named William Jr. It is believed that he was born in the late 1860s. William can be remembered for always trying to keep his family together, always concerned about the whereabouts of missing family members at social gatherings. William's first marriage was to Uriel Compton, and to their union 3 children were born: Arnie, Fred, and Smith. His second marriage was to Mary Emma Paxton, and to their union 2 children were born: Armidi and Willis. His family also lived on a farm in Foreman. The family attended church, and he sent his children to school following the tradition of his father. Although most black children at that time were not able to be educated past the 8th grade, William sent his sons Fred and Smith away to school to study agriculture. They attended the A&M College at Pine Bluff, Arkansas, which is now known as the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. To his children, he was a good father. To those he knew, he was described as a likable person and a good person to be around. His children were also known to have the same good qualities. One nephew can remember good times in particular with William's son Smith, as he was known. Smith would tease his little cousin Leroy by saying, "I have a gold dollar, and after I throw it up, if you can catch it before I do, you can have it." Leroy said he never did get that gold dollar. William produced many good things on the farm. He is best remembered, however, for his good molasses. He would often teach the children how to cook molasses in the sorghum mill. William is remembered to have the qualities of being around 6 feet tall, an average frame, with a brown complexion, and having a deep voice. William's legacy includes descendants from children to second great-grandchildren, spanning through 4 generations. His descendants are spread all over the United States. Some are still in Foreman, Arkansas. Many are in Texas and Oklahoma, all following the vision of their foreparents, William and Mahalia. Excuse me. William and Mahalia's second child was a son named Mitt. Mitt was also a farmer who owned his land in Foreman. Mitt's first union in marriage was to Cora. To their union, 4 children were born: William Chester, Donnie, Sim, and Edward. Mitt's second union in marriage was to May Henry Roberts. To this union, 9 children were born: Naomi, Cassana, Bernita, MC, Odessa, Mitt Jr., James, Jackil, and Ida. Mitt can be remembered to be a big dreamer who wanted to have a better life for himself and his children. The date of Mitt's passing is around 1951. In his legacy, Mitt leaves many descendants from children to great grandchildren, spanning through 3 generations. Many still live in Arkansas. He taught his children to fear God and to live as Christians. His descendants include all occupations from teachers to preachers, all following the vision of their foreparents, William and Mahalia. The third child of William and Mahalia was a son named Lot. Lot was born in 1872. Lot married Tammy Ann. To their union, 8 children were born: William, Mary, Ethel, James, Mert Lee, Lot Jr., Bessie, and Cleophas. As his parents had taught him, Lot also taught his children to live as Christians. He was described as having a jolly personality, always saying yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, no matter the age of the person he was talking to, be it boy, girl, man, or woman. He had a loud voice and was very outspoken. He always had a smile. He always wore a hat. One grandson remembers his grandfather Lot as having a habit of tapping his foot while he would be sitting. Lot liked to fellowship with others. Visitors to his home would always be offered a meal. His grandson James remembers he had a dinner bell, and when it came time to eat, Lot would ring the dinner bell and all the kids would come running ready to eat. Lot was also a farmer. On his farm, his family produced alfalfa, corn, and cotton, among many other things. He also had cows. Lot even had a good saddle horse, which in comparison to today is equivalent to having a good running car. Lot passed away in 1960. Many of his descendants still live in Arkansas. However, many are spread all over the United States, from Delaware to Oregon, and many places in between. His descendants are from children to second great-grandchildren, spanning through 4 generations. They are from all walks of life, from a professional football player to owners of their own businesses, all following the vision of their foreparents, William and Mahalia. The fourth child was a daughter named Honi, who passed away as a child. The fifth child was a daughter named Bessie. Her first union was to Robert Wiseman. To their union, 7 children were born: Essie, William, Avery, Jerry Lee, Ida, Troy, and Lou T. In Foreman, Bessie and her family lived on a farm as sharecroppers. On their farm, they produced cotton, corn, and had fruit trees, among many other things. Bessie can be remembered for being very gracious and polite, always saying thank you. She was a very loving mother to her children and a loving aunt to her nieces and nephews. Bessie was also known to slip little presents to her nieces and nephews. When her niece Jewel Rolfe was 5 years old, she remembers a trip she took with Aunt Bessie in Arkansas to see one of Bessie's daughters. Jewel remembers what a good time she had with her aunt in the country, despite the fact that they had to walk many miles to reach their destination. But she remembers the good time she had with her on the trip, Aunt Bessie, and they had a nice dinner, and they had always Aunt Bessie spoiled Jewel, as she remembered. Bessie's second union in marriage was to Isaac Miller, to which there were no children. Bessie's descendants are from children to second great-grandchildren, spanning through 4 generations. Many of her descendants still live in Arkansas. Many live in Wichita, Kansas, as well as many other places across the United States, all following the vision of their foreparents, William and Mahalia. The sixth and last child of William and Mahalia was a son named Fred Douglass. Fred was born in 1888. He married Ozella Jones in 1911. To their union, 13 children were born. Those children were Leslie, Theresa, Earl, Curtis, Primus Williams, Leroy, Lonnie, a set of twins named Fred and Florida, Octavio, Jewel, Bobby Dean, and Jones Nolan. The family lived on their farm in Foreman. Fred and his family attended St. John's Baptist Church, where he became a deacon at the young age of 21. As his parents had raised him, Fred and Ozella raised their children to live as Christians. Fred followed in the tradition of his father by sending his children to school. In Foreman, the schools did not provide education past the 8th grade. So Fred sent the oldest of his children, Leslie, Theresa, and Earl, away to other parts of Arkansas to be further educated. The younger children stayed home to help manage the farm. In 1941, Fred moved his family from Foreman to Hughes, Arkansas, located in the southwest part of the state near Memphis, Tennessee. Fred moved because he was seeking better farming opportunities. He moved once again to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Then eventually he moved back to Hughes. By that time, many of Fred's sons were in their late teens and early 20s and in the military, serving in the Army, fighting in World War II, along with other family members such as James Rolfe, Lot's grandson. Earl was stationed in New Guinea. Curtis was stationed in Indochina. Promise was stationed in New Orleans. Leroy was in Africa and the western coast of Italy, and Lonnie was stationed in France and England. Fred was blessed in that all of his sons returned home from the war, although not without injury. His son Leroy was wounded in the head and the leg, suffering bullet fragments. For his courage, he received the Purple Heart. When Fred's sons returned home from the war, not all of them stayed in Arkansas for very long. Lonnie was the first to come to Wichita in 1952. In 1953, Leroy, although on his way to California, stopped and settled in Wichita. Fred's sons, Primus, Earl, and Fred, moved to Memphis, Tennessee. Curtis remained in Arkansas. His younger son, Octavio, eventually went to serve in the Korean War. By then, Fred was getting older, and he and Ozella could not manage the farm. So they, along with other family members, moved to Wichita, Kansas in 1966. I have enjoyed sharing with you the first generations on the Rolfe family tree. I have enjoyed speaking to our family virtually and hope that we will all be able to meet at our next reunion together. Again, let me thank our cousin David Daniels and his wife and the committee there for this tremendous reunion that they have put on here in Las Vegas. Let me say to all who are in attendance, God's speed be with you. God's grace be with you. We love you. We are family, and look forward to talking to you in the near future. If you have any additional information or pictures about the family that we can put together in this album and have pictures of all that we have names to, please give me an email shout out at leroyrolfe@gmail.com. Again, may God be with you and continue to bless and keep you in love and blessings always to all my family. Enjoy the banquet. Good night to all. Good job. I think that was better than the first one.